Hey y'all, I'm back with a scrapbook and project life process video for the Hip Kit Club for October 2016. And I'm starting with a 6 by 12 back-to-back spread with all 4 by 6 pockets. And so the top one I'm actually just going to stick in. I don't mat that on a 4 by 6 piece of cardstock at this point, but I will later on whenever I actually put it into the album. But I'm starting off with all photos, and I did this last week, and I loved how it turned out, and I love how simple the process was as well. And so I am just pulling different things from the kits. I use quite a few stickers from the Project Life kit, the We Are Memory Keepers, Honey I'm Home stickers, as well as the Simple Stories Carpe Diem Posh stickers. And then I've also used an app called, oh, is it something like A Beautiful Mess maybe? And I've just simply used that app to type right onto my photos, and I just love the way that that looks. So I printed some of my photos using, well, I used the Canon Selfie, but I used that app before I printed them. Okay, I've also used a couple of ephemera pieces from the Dear Lizzie Saturday collection, and I used those down at the bottom photo of the plane, and I just used a couple of like tickets. And one actually looked like a luggage tag, but it wasn't, it really actually wasn't. I think it was like supposed to mimic like a tag on maybe like clothing or some sort of like item because it said sold and then it like had name and date and stuff like that. And so I actually just cut it apart. I cut the sold part off and then layered that right underneath my ticket. And on that middle picture that says love and it's a picture of the city, I used one of the stickers from the Simple Stories 12 by 12 sticker sheet I used the globe to put in place of the O. And then I tried Dunkin' Donuts for the first time at the airport in Dallas. And so I put a little, I didn't eat a donut, but I put a little donut there. And then I'm adding a lot of these word stickers. I'm almost all out of those word stickers from that Simple Stories collection. For this second part of the spread, I'm going to do a 6 by 12, let's see, page protector with, it's actually a 9 by 12 page protector that's cut down. But I'm sorry, a 12 by 12 page protector that's cut down to 6 by 12 with all 3 by 3 slots. So for my cards, I'm going to cut up patterned paper to 3 by 3, and then all of my photos I've printed at 3 by 3. And I actually have not figured out how to print like 3 by 3 and 4 by 4 photos on the Canon Selfie. So if you know, let me know in the comments below. But so what I do is I just like I upload them to my computer and I print them from I take that back. Let me rephrase. I know how to print 3 by 3 and 4 by 4 photos from, or square photos in general, from the Canon Selfie using my computer and using the iPhoto app. But I don't know how to use the like Canon app to print 3 by 3 and 4 by 4 photos to my Canon Selfie. So if you guys know how to do that, that would be great to let me know. Otherwise, I print the majority of my photos straight from my Canon app to my Canon Selfie. So I just do it without having to upload really anything to the computer. But the square photos tend to get me, so I don't know. Enough about that. So I have several photos that I'm using and then several pattern paper pieces that I'm using because I wanted to kind of mix it up. And I'm just kind of, this is when we went to Kansas City. I probably mentioned that at the beginning. So I had tons of photos for this week. And so I'm just documenting all the different things that we did. And I used some of those foam alphas from, I think that those came in our embellishment kit, I believe. And then I'm using a couple of chipboard pieces from the Carpe Diem Posh collection, as well as some stickers from that same collection, and then lots of Honey I'm Home pieces and a few Dear Lizzie ephemera pieces. Now I have used a lot of the papers I cut up are from the Gather collection by Maggie Holmes, and then a couple of them are Dear Lizzie Saturday. And then I did not know what to put on that bottom card, so I found those two cute little circles, and I thought for a second I was just going to put them side by side and use that just as a quick, simple filler card and maybe like even sew them on, but I didn't like the way that turned out. So I took those off. And then I'm still pulling from those same sticker sheets. I've used quite a bit of stickers from the Simple Stories one and the Honey I'm Home one. And then I'm on the Jen Hadfield Warm and Cozy sticker sheet now, and so I just spelled out cozy. When you use like a 4x4 or a 3x3 photo or a card, it's fun to kind of mix up alphas and use like a 4-letter word to like vertically, I guess. And so I am just finishing up embellishing at this point. I really don't have a whole lot left, and I'm about to move on to my layout here in a second. I actually added a heart from the Hunt Notes from the Take Me Away collection by Paige Evans, and I added that to the top second card, top row second card, and now I'm just kind of looking at what I want to place on that the third row, the second card on the third row. So I'm trying to figure that out at this point. And I'm going to cut up this 12x12 pattern paper from the Honey I'm Home collection just to add a little something there. And then that's pretty much it at this point. I don't really add a whole lot more. I think that I'm going to add a little heart to that photo, but there was not much of a spot for adding anything to that photo, so I just left it blank. For this is actually going to be an 8.5 by 11 spread, and I'm using a picture the same week that we went to Kansas City. I got back in town and we went to a pumpkin patch, and we took Ava, my daughter, and so I really kind of struggled at first. I know I've said this before. I struggled with the last 8.5 by 11 photo or layout that I did, but I'm going to use this as an insert for my Project Life album, and I've done that before. I didn't have enough room for that photo, so I'm actually just going to put it in as an insert. And so right now I'm thinking I'm just going to spell out her name because I'm not really sure what I want the title to be. And then I don't like that at all, so I pull that up and I kind of start fresh. I do like the way the papers are looking at this point, although I think the greens like clash like right next to each other just a little bit. I probably could have like spread those out a little bit more. But like all in all, after everything's put together, it ends up looking much better. So I used several stickers from the Honey I'm Home collection, and then at this point, I'm like looking at the chipboard Honey I'm Home pieces, and I really like that. And this is when it kind of starts to like come alive for me. I decided I loved that circle piece there, or that oval piece, but I really needed to like be backed on something, and because like you could see just her hand, it was like I was trying to point out her hand or something, and I didn't like that, so I just backed it with some wood grain, and then I really love the way that turned out. And I put a heart inside, and that's from the Simple Stories collection, and I add a flower piece up at the top there to kind of break up those two white flowers. And then I'm going to start to spell pumpkin patch, and do I realize that maybe I don't have enough alphas or something? I can't really remember. Oh, I spelled pumpkin, and then I realized, and that actually looks okay. Yes, I realized I did not have enough of the, was it T's maybe? I ran out of T's or something, so I have to spell it with these gold letters, which I end up liking better. But that, the I and the N on the pumpkin was bothering me because it was like, first of all, it was covering up like part of the word happy. Not very much of it looking at this, but I didn't really like that. I thought that it was kind of taking away from that card. And so I just ended up spelling pumpkin instead, which I really don't say. Maybe Ava, when she gets a little, like a few months older, she'll start saying stuff like that. But I mean, it's funny because like I really don't say that often, and it's not. I mean, normally when I say pumpkin, but I don't like shorten it or say anything else for it. But I did not want the word to cover up or I didn't want the word to cover up happy or any part of that card. And that was bothering me enough to where I was like, I'm just going to spell it different. So that's what I did, and it ends up turning out fine, and it's not that big of a deal. On the title, oh, at the top, I felt like it needed something, and so I just went ahead and put the date, which ends up being perfect because, um, normally I would date or say, possibly date, like for these cards, I dated that 3x4, those 3x4 cards, and if I'm putting this in my Project Life album, I think it's fine to put the date in really big at the top. So here are the final looks at the spreads, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know if you have any questions. Have a great Saturday.